afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Monday. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Beautiful weather.
It was so beautiful. Did you get a chance to see the colors?
Oh, the tree. I've never seen them like this.
I agree. Well, it's been warm days and cool nights.
And that's for the
perfect.
that helps the reds and the purples. So yeah, it's get out and enjoy them while you can. It's going to change around here, the weather that is. But first, topping our news today, the city of Madison is trying to make it easier to vote for all voters, regardless of their mobility level.
Not to excuse my actions, I should carry myself with better respect than that.
In court today, Darrell Brooks apologizes for his behavior during last week's hearings, citing emotional distress. We also heard from one of the first victims hit by Brooks' red SUV.
And today we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day with the Ho-Chunk Nation and the people of Sauk City. Let's take a look outside. Another great day. Mild, ... for now. Julie's in the backyard. Change is coming.
That's right. So we had to add a little bit of dramatic flair for our forecast for today because it's gorgeous today. It's going to be gorgeous for much of tomorrow as well. As we're really going to be warming up, but really not even seeing much of any cloud cover at all in our skies. Pretty blue, and the fall colors have really taken over many of our trees. So it's pretty awesome outside for us to start off our work week. Going into tonight, we're going to see temperatures really be on the milder side throughout much of our evening. Then we're going to cool down a bit into those lower 50s by the time we get into around 10 o'clock tonight. But we're not looking at any cloud cover to really develop for us here in southern Wisconsin or even for Dane County. However, we will bottom out in our temperatures being in the upper 40s for many of us here in Madison and also for areas just to the south where we are looking for the upper 40s as well. But around southern Wisconsin, we are looking for the low 50s and the upper 40s to be the theme for us as we get ready for it tonight. But we are going to be watching for potential of, that's right, maybe seeing some strong or even a pop-up severe storm for some areas as we get into our Tuesday, which we'll talk about in just a few moments. But until then, let's go ahead and take a look at our traffic right now along the Beltline, all green as we're getting our 4 p.m. commute started for us. And then taking a look over towards the interstate, also looking very smooth as we're getting things rolling for us. Normal commute as we're getting the rest of our evening going. But we're going to talk about our potential of the changes coming in because it's not just going to be the cold air, but potential of storms in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
October in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Thanks, Julian. Well, we often say don't forget to head to the polls on Election Day. Physically getting there and actually voting, though, is hard for many.
And that's why the city of Madison is committed to the goal of meeting people where they are when it comes to elections. Tahlil Moeddin explains. Tahlil?
City leaders say they want people to know about voting accessibility options now. That way voters know how to use them and figure out which ones make the most sense for them. To name a few, the city offers curbside voting if you find it difficult to access the polling room. Express Vote, which offers ballots in Braille and Spanish with headphones. And you can even ask for help if you struggle to physically mark your ballot. The city uses guidance from Disability Rights Wisconsin to complete a polling place checklist and to make sure the special machines are set up properly.
If we hear from folks that they work with that those machines aren't set up or set up properly, we make sure that we get on that right away and get that fixed on Election Day. Because sometimes, you know, machines, they have some issues, so it might be just a matter of changing out battery packs.
There are also state requirements in place that govern Election Day accessibility, specifically focused on equipment setup and wayfinding. The Wisconsin Elections Commission also monitors and provides feedback for improvement through accessibility auditors. Now, for anyone voting absentee, the clerk's office recommends sending your ballots back as soon as possible by mail, no later than 10 days before the election, or you can drop it off at the clerk's office before October 25th.
Good advice, Tahlil. Thank you. Today, the trial of Darrell Brooks continues. Brooks is accused of driving into a crowd at a Christmas parade in Waukesha that left 6 people dead and dozens injured. The day started with Brooks issuing an apology to the judge about his outburst last week. He went on to represent himself, questioning witnesses, including police officers and one victim.
I just remember being struck by the vehicle from behind, like on my back. And then I fell to my knees and kind of rolled under the vehicle. And after it happened, I guess I didn't really know. I thought that somebody would have stopped after that point. And when I looked up, I just remember the vehicle continued.
Brooks is charged with 77 counts total, including 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. If convicted of even one of those 6 charges, Brooks will go to prison for life.
Governor Evers released a video statement today celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day.
We are a better state when we support one another, respect tribal sovereignty and our tribal neighbors, and when we work together to build the sort of state we want to live in.
In 2019, Governor Evers designated the second Monday in October a day to honor Indigenous peoples of Wisconsin and nationwide. There are more than 11 federally recognized Native American Indian tribes in Wisconsin, as well as the Brothertown Indian Nation, which does not have federal recognition.
Ho-Chunk Nation gathered with the members of the Sauk City community to commemorate Indigenous Peoples Day. For over 40 years during the 1700s, the Sauk tribe had a great village along the banks of the Wisconsin River with 90 longhouses and over 1,000 people. This year's celebration honored the Sauk, who now comprise 3 federally recognized Sac and Fox nations in Iowa, Kansas, and Oklahoma.
Over here, this is some of your home grounds, so I want to welcome you home. And we wanted to honor you guys here today. So let's have a round of applause for them. Our Sac and Fox and Meskwaki Sauk relatives.
The Sauk planted hundreds of acres of corn, beans, melons, and other crops on the fertile prairie in the area. Their name became associated with the prairie, and some 60 years after the Sauk left the village, a new county was formed and named Sauk. Today, the Great Sauk State Trail traverses the same land the Sauk knew in the 1700s.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office identified the person killed in a crash last week outside of Sauk City. 33-year-old Chelsea Kovacic of Sauk City died after a crash on US 12 near Highway 188 in the town of Roxbury. Dane County Sheriff's officials say the crash happened when another driver was attempting to turn left onto 12 when they struck her vehicle, which then rolled over. Kovacic was ejected from the vehicle and pronounced dead at a Sauk County hospital.
Madison police arrested an 18-year-old man early yesterday after they said he tried to kidnap someone. Police said the man and another person had met at County Grove Park to exchange property. The man allegedly forced the victim into a car, took their phone, and drove them to Dodgeville. The victim reportedly attacked the man and tried to escape multiple times. Police said the suspect then drove the victim back to the county park, where he was able to call for help. The suspect was arrested and faces charges of kidnapping, strangulation, battery, disorderly conduct, second-degree reckless endangerment, and felony intimidation of a victim.
Deadly demonstrations against Iran's ruling regime are entering their 4th week. Women are leading the protests after 22-year-old Mahsa Amini died in the custody of Iran's morality police. Security forces continue to respond with force, trying to crush the protests that have become increasingly anti-government. Many of the injured are afraid to go to the hospital to receive treatment because they believe they could be detained. One New York doctor said protesters have been reaching out to him over social media, asking for advice about treating wounds and which doctors in Iran he trusts.
It goes from bullets, real bullets, to pellets, bird shots. I have step-by-step kind of instructions on what to do with burns, with bullets. I put posts on gunshot wounds to the chest, one post on the abdomen today.
Despite the risks, the resistance is spreading. Hackers interrupted state-run TV today with the message, "Join us and stand up." And more women are symbolically strolling the streets without their required headscarves. Russia launched more than 80 missiles today into cities across Ukraine, killing more than a dozen people.
Russia says the strikes were retaliation. The U.S. calls it unprovoked aggression.
Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
President Biden condemned the Russian missile strikes that rained down throughout Ukraine Monday. He said these attacks killed and injured civilians and destroyed targets with no military purpose. They once again demonstrate the utter brutality of Mr. Putin's illegal war on the Ukrainian people. Ukrainian officials say the Russians had 2 targets in mind: energy infrastructure, and people.
The war against civilians. Putin needs Ukraine without Ukrainians.
There were dozens of civilian casualties in the strikes, and Ukraine says at least 11 major energy infrastructure targets were hit. There are now many Ukrainians left without power, water, or heat. The energy targets has raised concerns that Russia will use energy to punish Ukraine and its European allies this winter. President Biden and other leaders of the Group of 7 nations will hold an emergency virtual summit Tuesday to discuss the latest developments in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin called the strikes a retaliation for this, a bomb exploding on the bridge that connects Crimea with Russia, and in a sign that the war could soon escalate even more. Belarus's president, Alexander Lukashenko, says Russian troops will deploy to his country in large numbers. Russia used Belarus to launch attacks on Kyiv when the war started in February. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Russia has recently announced 300,000 men will be drafted into the Russian military,
giving a much-needed boost to the number of soldiers needed to fight in the war. A former police officer who responded to the January 6th assault on the Capitol has released secretly recorded audio from a meeting with House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy. In a new interview with CBS News, Michael Fanone vowed to keep speaking out about what happened on January 6th until the perpetrators of the attack are held responsible. The former D.C. Metropolitan Police officer who nearly died that day is sharing audio he secretly recorded during a June 2021 meeting with McCarthy and officers who responded on January 6th. The mother of Brian Sicknick, the officer who died of a stroke after the attack, asked McCarthy why President Trump didn't call off the mob.
He knew what was going on. He knew they were fighting for hours and hours and hours. You know, I just, you know, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
I that moment, and I don't know, I wasn't there, but I'm just telling you from my phone call, I don't know that he did know that at that point.
This all comes ahead of what could be the final public hearing held by the House Select Committee investigating January 6th, scheduled for Thursday afternoon. The January 6th committee has until the end of the year to issue its final report. Congressional offices for both Representative Kevin McCarthy and Senator Lindsey Graham did not return a request for comment from CBS News regarding their conversations with Michael Fanone.
A nationally known artist who created a mural on Willie Street 8 years ago is back in Madison this week to do a few touch-ups. Michael Owen is an artist from Baltimore, best known as the founder of the Baltimore Love Project. Owen created more than 20 murals that spell out the letters love across his home city, and in 2014 he expanded to place them in cities around the country. Madison was one of the first murals Owen did outside of Baltimore.
You just don't know what's going to happen to a piece as an artist once you sign it and leave, especially when you're not in the city, when you don't live or reside there. And to be able to get this call back and to have the new management call me and say, hey, we want this back. We're willing to pay you to come back and restore this out of our own pockets. I mean, that's speaking on multiple levels.
If you want to stop by and check it out for yourself, the mural is located at 924 Willie Street here in Madison, and Michael will still be there working on it tomorrow.
Just need a little touch-up work.
Yep.
Well, retired UW band director Mike Leckrone is hitting the stage again.
This time in a production by Four Seasons. It's called Mike Leckrone Moments of Happiness, and the legend himself will join us next when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our lens lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
What's the matter, hon?
There's nothing to do.
You should check out Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home with a 95% average payout.
And with so many slot machines, there's a game for every kind of player.
They're right, honey. And with new promotions and reward club perks all the time, there are more ways to win than ever before. Find your fun and visit Ho Chunk Gaming Madison today.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Now, what is happening?
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Welcome back. More than a dozen U.S. airport websites were temporarily knocked offline this morning.
And Russian-speaking hackers are claiming responsibility. The hacking affected 14 websites, including those for major airports in both Atlanta and Los Angeles. The hacking group, known as KillNet, listed multiple airports as targets. The group also claimed responsibility last week for knocking out U.S. state government websites, as well as briefly immobilizing a U.S. Congress website in July. KillNet stepped up its activity after Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February, specifically targeting organizations in NATO countries.
The National Transportation Safety Board has a new recommendation for automakers that could force new cars to slow down. In this electric car, a lead foot can only get you so far. It's equipped with intelligent speed assistance. That means the car knows the speed limit here is 20 miles an hour and won't let you go above that. New York City is among the first in the U.S. to try speed limiter technology in 50 of its fleet vehicles.
We need to be at the forefront. There's no reason today with so much technology and so much awareness that anybody should die at the hands of an automobile.
New York's speed limiter program works through telematics. Stored data on local speed limits is cross-referenced with the car's GPS position software. In New York's cars give you the driver an alarm or simply just cuts off the accelerator when you reach the speed limit.
If you're looking for some good deals leading into the holidays, you're in luck. Consumers are going to see a sharp increase in discounting this holiday season. Experts predict the biggest discounts will be in electronics and toys. You'll find the best discounts right around Thanksgiving with Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Experts are also forecasting a stark slowdown in consumer spending for the remainder of the year.
Stocks closed slightly lower on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials lost 93 points, closing at 29,202. The NASDAQ dropped 110 points. That's hitting a two-year low. And the S&P 500 was off 27. Well, the beloved former director of the UW marching band, Mike Leckrone, retired in 2019 after 50 years as leader of the band.
But the quintessential showman isn't quite done yet. Mike returns to the stage this week for a one-man show at the Overture Center.
The show is titled Moments of Happiness and is being produced by Four Seasons Theater. We're excited to welcome Mike Leckrone back to Live at 4.
I'm
Thanks
glad
for
it's
being
back.
Thanks for being with us today. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Keeping busy?
I never thought retirement could be as busy as it's turned out to be, but I have to say I'm still having fun, and I think that's the main thing.
Oh, that's great. Well, tell us about Moments of Happiness, your one-man show.
Well, I was approached about doing this a couple years ago before the COVID epidemic, and it sounded like a lot of fun. Basically, it's going to be, I've tried to roll several things into one. I'm going to talk about memories of the Wisconsin band as I had it for 50 years. And then I'm going to talk about the Wisconsin band history, because I've always been interested in it. And I do a lot of courses in pop music history, so I'm going to roll out all that together. And then I've got a great jazz trio that's going to play some tunes, and then I'm going to sing, whether they want me to or not.
But are you going to fly?
Well, I've been grounded for the most.
You've been grounded.
And you've been performing since you were 5 years old?
That's right, yeah.
So that'll be all part of your personal story as well.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the fact that I went on stage with a cardboard derby hat and sang. When you're that age, you can get away with that.
Are the jazz trio, are they former members of the band as well?
No, these are all local professional musicians, and they are terrific.
So what's Four Seasons' involvement?
Well, they're a production company, and they get involved with a lot of different shows and things during the course of the year. They have a show coming up in December they called All Is Calm, which is just a terrific show about the truce at the Armistice Day in the First World War. So they do those kind of things, and as I said, they're responsible for a podcast that I have on once a week, and that's been fun to do.
And these are shots of you rehearsing in the basement of one of the band members.
That's right, yeah.
You look like you're having fun.
Yeah, you know, it's supposed to be fun. I always told the band kids, sometimes it's hard work, but it's supposed to be fun.
Is the band going to make an appearance in the show?
My band?
Yes, your former band?
Not my former band, I'm sorry. No, I've tried to keep them away from being on the sidelines so they won't make fun of me.
50 years, zipped by, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, I talk about things that happened in 1985, 86, and it seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
And you're going to tell the elephant story?
I will. I can't.
Maybe worth the price of admission, right?
That's true. That's true. How long is the show, Mike?
Well, we're going to run about two 40-minute halves. We're going to go for 45 minutes, take a little break, and then come back, do 45 minutes. So I hope we give people their money's worth.
I'm sure you always have.
You always have. You always do. Yes.
Mike LaCrone, Moments of Happiness starts this Wednesday, October 12th, runs through Sunday, October 16th. It's at the Playhouse at the Overture Center. For tickets, go to overture.org. Mike, you look great.
You do look great. You are just thriving.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. You guys, too. I only see you a couple times a year, but nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Mike, break a leg.
Appreciate that.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Still to come here at 4, we'll meet our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society.
We'll meet Harley the Beagle Mix Pup. Oh, what a face. Coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
It's our biggest sale of the year.
And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Save on your next appliance upgrade with 11% off everything right now at Menards. Upgrade your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. We have the largest appliance selection in stock and ready to take home today at the lowest prices. Upgrade to the perfect energy-efficient appliance for you and save big with 11% off all of them right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Sheriff Jim Johnson.
I'm Sheriff Eric Severson.
We've got the real story on Mandela Barnes.
Barnes wants to defund our police, but he spent over $600 grand of your money on police protection for himself.
Barnes wants to eliminate bail for violent felons, and his administration has already released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists.
Take it from us.
Mandela Barnes policies are a threat to your family.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Why do dermatologists choose Dove? The Dove Beauty Bar is gentle. Not only cleans, hydrates my skin.
As a dermatologist, I want what's best for our skin.
With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove is the #1 bar dermatologists use at home.
Your style is your superpower, yours to create and own. Your best style starts with Tresemme, our most advanced formulas infused with salon-inspired ingredients like hyaluronic acid and Pro Style technology. Pro Smooth, Pro Shine, Pro Confidence.
At TSR, we transform your old, beat-up concrete into a beautiful, durable surface in one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings. We specialize in garages, patios, pool decks, basements, and more. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We start by grinding it down, then we apply the base coat and chip and seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are beautiful, durable, ridiculously easy to clean, and are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Our in-house team is ready to answer any questions that you have before and after the install. And right now on all projects, we're offering 15% off. Call the number shown below or visit our website for your new floor today.
One-day floor. It's our biggest sale of the year. And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale and help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Take a look at this. Oh, my gourd. This humongous gourd has set the record for the heaviest pumpkin in North America. It weighs a whopping 2,480 pounds. Jamie Graham won the prize at the annual All-New England Giant Pumpkin Weigh-Off at the Topsfield Fair in Massachusetts. His pumpkin broke the previous record of a little over 2,200 pounds. Jamie even named his pumpkin Bear Swipe. I don't know what that means. This is now the 4th biggest pumpkin in the world and the 11th biggest undamaged pumpkin ever grown. Jamie won $8,500 in prize money.
Wow, good for him.
That's the size of a small car.
Yeah, that's
2,400 pounds.
Pumpkin. It's like over 100 more pounds than the other one. That's the record. That's crazy.
200 pounds more.
Yeah, wow. I can't.
A lot of pumpkin.
That is a lot of pumpkin.
Well, in addition to Indigenous Peoples Day, as we told you earlier, today is also World Mental Health Day. It's been a tough couple of years from coping with the pandemic to rising inflation.
And if you find yourself struggling, experts say you're not alone. Health experts say there is a global mental health crisis with a 25% rise in anxiety and depressive disorders since the start of the pandemic. Researchers in Britain have released a list of ways to boost your mental well-being. The first step is breaking the taboo around getting help. Other suggestions include connecting with nature, exercising, getting more sleep, and not using alcohol or drugs to try to cope.
All good advice. And getting outside in this weather is not a problem.
Absolutely. The serotonin levels are up because of how nice it is outside.
Yeah, nice and warm.
But it's short-lived, unfortunately. We got to talk about that, folks, because the next couple of days may be nice, but we are looking for some other changes coming in the forecast. So your first one forecast will be coming up after the break.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Mandela Barnes is spreading a lot more than just peace.
peanut butter. Barnes didn't pay thousands in property taxes on his Milwaukee condo, bought with family money. While not paying property taxes, Barnes bought a second condo, went to Vegas, even sat courtside for a Bucks game. Asked about his unpaid taxes, Barnes said,
"It's Juneteenth. Y'all, hey, it's Juneteenth. They want to talk about property tax."
Now Barnes wants to talk about peanut butter. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, folks, after a gorgeous start to the work week, we're going to go ahead and plan out the course of what's in store for tonight. Well, temperatures will be much milder than they were last night. So we're looking in the upper 40s for many of us here in Dane County and for southern Wisconsin in itself. We're looking at the upper 40s and the low 50s to be the theme for us as we get ready for our Monday nights. Transitioning into tomorrow, well, it's going to be even nicer in terms of on the surface, but we are going to be looking at some caveats. We have windy conditions that are going to be on the way, and on top of it, some rain chances that look to roll in late, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But outside of that, temperatures around southern Wisconsin are going to be on the up and up. We're looking at lower 70s for us here in Madison, close to the mid 70s, and a few areas just to the west, where Lone Rock, we're looking at 74 degrees, 70 for Janesville, and then for Platteville as well. Now, as we take a look at Tuesday, this is the changes we're going to be looking at for us. We're looking at some heat rolling in, but on top of it, we have the SBC issued a marginal risk, which is a 1 out of 5 level for us to see strong or potentially severe storms, which encompasses all of southern Wisconsin and even areas to the north and our friends to the west, which would be for southern Minnesota and even for eastern side of Iowa. We do have high winds and the hail, which is going to be isolated to mainly be the biggest threat with any of these storms that could potentially be strong as they sweep their way through southern Wisconsin for us. So let's plan out what we're going to be expecting. Heading into tonight, it's going to be exactly what it was throughout the course of the day. Quiet, open sky, and then temperatures are going to be on the cool side. Now, as we wake up for our Tuesday morning, we're going to be waking up to temperatures into the low 50s as you're heading out the door. It's not going to feel too bad, just a light jacket, but then we're going to start to see some breezier conditions start to roll in by the time we get into late morning. Could potentially see a pop-up shower just west of Mineral Point, and then as we get into the lunchtime hour, not looking at much in terms of rain, but the temperatures are going to be on the rise with the windy conditions as well coming in from the south. That's going to be building in our potentials of what we could see for our Tuesday evening. So we're going to see around the 5 o'clock commutes, still rather similar to what we had around lunchtime. Into the upper 60s, lower 70s for some areas, and then cloud cover is going to start to stabilize and start to move its way in by the time we get into our Tuesday night. Not looking at too much in terms of activity until we get into the overnight. We could see a couple of showers starting to really break up and move their way into southern Wisconsin, but by the time we're heading out the door around 7 o'clock, may see some showers mainly develop just south of Dane County. This would be for Greene and Rock counties. And then we're looking at rain events to really occur throughout the course of our Wednesday morning, going into our Wednesday afternoon, and especially by the time we get into around the 3 o'clock hour before that starts to move its way out. We're going to be looking at not a whole lot in terms of precipitation totals for us as we get into the rain event that will be rolling in for our Wednesday. But Wednesday is going to be our best chance for us to be looking at any kind of rain throughout much of this week. Outside of that, we're going to be dry, and then we're going to be hit with an Arctic blast once again, as we're going to be seeing colder temperatures throughout the next few days, which will be into the 50s and even the 40s as we get ready for next week. It's going to do it for weather. Let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
Thank you. Julia. Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society is here. Who do we have? Who's our
Lisa? Is Harley.
Harley?
Harley, say hi.
Hi, Harley.
Hi, Harley. Aww.
Tell us about Harley.
Harley is a 9-year-old pup.
Hold on. Harley's going to get down.
She is. She's like I've had
That's it.
here.
Bye. Harley, you want a treat?
So as you can see, 9 years young, so she's still got some energy. She loves her treats. Ooh, goose and tight. You're tangled, honey. She's a beagle mix.
She was surrendered?
She was surrendered. Harley, this way, honey.
Well, that's that.
Well, there's a lot to explore in the studio. Yes,
there is.
She has the sweetest temperament.
She is super sweet.
She's very chill. She's been eating snacks with Uncle Mark.
Come here. Want a treat?
She rides very well in the car and was looking out the window the entire time. So if you're looking for a friend to go look at those fall colors, she'll go with you.
Oh, that's great.
But the only pet in the house.
Only pet in the house. She doesn't like to share her people or her love with any other animals or her treats.
You want a treat?
So more for her, right?
Oh, well, look at that face.
Look at that face.
She has such expressive eyes, too.
Yes. She does snore.
Oh, she does.
Yes.
That's good to know.
But you know, when animals snore, it's so much cuter.
It is cute.
Yeah, that's true.
So Bark and Wine's coming up?
Yes. So we have an online auction going on right now. You don't have to attend Bark and Wine to bid in the online auction. So we have items such as different crafts, some wine baskets. There's also some bourbon that you can bid on, and then also like games, meaning like UW
football games,
basketball.
But it's this Saturday in person.
This Saturday in person, but you could start bidding now, and it closes at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday the 15th.
Are there still tickets available for the event?
There are a few general.
Not VIP.
Not VIP.
GiveShelter.org.
And all the money raised goes to help the Dane County Humane Society, so it's a great cause.
You can help Harley and her friends.
Yes.
So last time you were here, we had,
Oh, you want to play?
Some guinea pigs.
Yes, they were adopted.
Oh, that's great news.
Chap and Mustard.
Chap and Mustard.
Oh, look at him. Remember him? Oh, he was
I had the mellow one, and you had the wild one.
He's so cute.
So I'm glad they got adopted.
Us too.
Now let's get Harley at home.
Yes.
Harley's looking at the guinea pigs on the monitor over here.
He is. He's watching the TV.
He's like, hey, this is my time. See?
Hey, I don't want to take some guinea pigs on.
Good luck, Harley.
Good luck. Thanks. Go to GiveShelter.org for information on Harley. Check out all the animals, Bark and Wine, all that good stuff. Go to GiveShelter.org. We'll see you next time.
Sounds great.
Coming up next here on Live at 4, has something ever tasted so good you could eat the cutlery? Well, now you can.
And then coming up next hour at 5, Baraboo High School students think of TPing homes as a homecoming tradition. Well, last Wednesday, it turned into a big problem. Naomi Coles follows up on last week's story, coming up tonight at 5.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. You also earn fuel points on every purchase to save big at the pump. Pick and Save Fresh Perks. All you do is win big, big savings. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Remember this? Forecasts are predicting an unreasonably cold and snowy winter. Now's the time to winterproof your home with USA Insulation. 35% more efficient than traditional insulation. Our foam in your walls keeps the cold air out and your warm air in. It's like putting a coat around your entire home. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Did you know that Wisconsin Vision offers telehealth eye exams? I just scheduled my telehealth eye exam easily on their website. Once in store, a tech helps get me started and then pre-checks my eyes. See my eye on the screen? Then I have my telehealth eye exam virtually with a licensed optometrist on the TV.
Everything looks great, Kate. You're going to love your new prescription.
Ask us about our $59 eye exam. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote. But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. and is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you get in our stores. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
New at 5, championing accessibility this November. The city of Madison makes a concerted effort to guarantee everyone the right to vote. News 3 Now shares their strides.
Tuesday will be windy and mild before showers and thunderstorms arrive along a cold front later Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. The second half of the week should be colder, but mainly dry. I'll let you know how warm it'll be tomorrow at 5.
And ahead at 6, demands are being made for dismissal of a Baraboo school employee following his arrest. We'll bring you the latest development at 6.
Giving the weather satellites a spin, we ended up in Las Vegas. 88 degrees out in the desert. Look at the traffic already.
I know. That's something.
There's so much traffic. Great. Great shot. Well, the latest trend in saving the planet is a tasty one.
Worldwide, companies are making straws, cups, even utensils edible.
Naomi Ruckham shows us some of the more delicious ways to go green.
Catering business Bartleby and Sage, their famous mac and cheese is always a hit. What makes the dish so special? It's served on a spoon you can eat.
So we're talking mac and cheese with 5 cheeses on a cheese flavored spoon.
Yes, so you kind of have to love cheese.
I do. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Boston area company Edibles by Jack makes the spoons, which come in 18 flavors from savory to sweet.
People are choosing these products because the client themselves wants something sustainable, wants something fun that elevates their menu.
And the caterers believe they serve up a double dose of delicious and practical.
We were an early adapter because we just thought that was a great way to serve the food, and you can also eat the spoon, and then your waiters don't have to go around picking up the dirty spoons.
Other brands around the world are launching their own innovative ways to bite the utensil that feeds you. These edible straws from Sorbos are completely biodegradable and last in cold drinks for up to 40 minutes.
The water is definitely still water, but the have the little aftertaste of the strawberry. It's like candy.
Italian coffee maker Lavazza has made an espresso treat that comes in an edible cookie cup. And a company called Incredible Eats sells spoons and forks with flavors like chocolate, vanilla, oregano chili, and black pepper.
Not bad. Like a cracker.
You'll have to fork out extra cash for an edible utensil, priced from 25 cents each to more than $1. Compare that to standard plasticware, which costs as little as 4 cents a piece.
Is it something you would pay extra for?
Maybe, yeah.
And while an edible spoon may not replace your plastic one just yet, the hope is to take a small bite out of climate change. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Great idea.
It is a great idea.
Landfills took in more than 27 million tons of plastic in 2018.
That is according to the latest data from the Environmental Protection Agency.
I want to try one of those.
I do too.
Up next, we'll head to the movies with film critic Will Loper.
He'll let us know what to watch and what to skip when Live at 4 continues.
Headed out to beautiful Vitens Gulfland today for our Midwest Money Minute. And you know Vitens, they're a staple for family fun, activities, golfing, you name it. Well, Matt and his team at Midwest Financial Group, they now offer everything under one roof as well. You have exciting news to share with us.
Yeah, we've been working all year long on this announcement, and finally we're able to share the fact that we're going to now be able to offer tax planning, tax services to individuals and businesses all in one place. So we went out to Carrie Apple and her team at Apple & Associates, who we've known for a long time, respected for a long time. We asked them to join our team, and now we are a one-stop shop for financial planning, tax planning, and so many things.
Why does that make it so nice for your clients to know they can come to one place?
Well, the right hand and the left hand need to know what they're doing when it comes to taxes and retirement planning and finances and being a business owner or an individual. There's so much that goes into it, and so much of it involves taxation. And so to have that expert and a handful of experts in one place is really important.
Everyone, please meet Carrie Apple with Apple & Associates. Very, very exciting that you guys are joining forces with Midwest Financial Group. So tell me some of the services that you provide.
We offer tax planning, preparation, bookkeeping, accounting, and payroll at our firm. We're really excited that we merged with Midwest Financial Group so that we can make sure we don't have any missteps with our clients. We're really trying to fill the gaps that they might feel in their financial situation.
You hear that? They're going to take care of you. Whether it's Matt's team, Carrie's team, they've got you covered. What a fun afternoon celebrating the two businesses coming together here at Vitense Golfland. Don't forget, call Midwest Financial Group and learn about all of their new services. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Matt. From Vitense, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original windows. Boom.
No need to be afraid of old windows. Call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco windows, plus no money down and no interest until 2024.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
And a quick update on our traffic. As we can see along the Beltline, rather smooth as we're getting into the rest of our 4 p.m. commutes, but we are inching closer to the 5 p.m. commute. However, some of our residential roads are a bit on the slower side, especially near the ramps to enter onto the Beltline. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we're seeing for the interstate as of right now. Well, still rather smooth, pretty normal in terms of the traffic flow as of right now. And that's really going to be displayed from this, from Janesville to the Beltline, still pretty normal in terms of speed and on the timing of how long it will take you to get from point A to point B. That's going to do it for our traffic as of right now. Let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. We have an update on one of the most coveted pink diamonds in the world we told you about last week. It's the size of a small bird's egg, and it's no surprise this diamond is called Fancy Vivid Pink Star. It was auctioned off in Hong Kong on Friday. It went for $57.7 million. Wow. Sotheby's auction house thought the diamond would go for about $20 million. Well, it went to an undisclosed bidder for double that and then some.
It's beautiful.
$57 million. Wow. Well, horror still rules at the box office.
Here's our film critic, Will Loper, with the Loper Report.
Hey, Mark and Susan. Audiences were still in the mood for a horror film rather than a singing crocodile or historical dramedy. Smile came in at #1 for the second week in a row, while Lyle Lyle Crocodile finished in #2, and Amsterdam disappointed in 3rd.
Josh, time to wake up. Come on. He's not dangerous. He's a crocodile. He's just lonely like me. Hey, you awake yet? He can't talk, but he can sing.
Lyle Lyle Crocodile follows a singing croc, voiced by Shawn Mendes, who was discovered by a young boy in New York City.
When no one ever has to hide. Everybody get out of here!
Kids will be more than entertained, but the formulaic plot won't win over too many parents. And director David O. Russell's star-studded Amsterdam flopped with $6 million on an $80 million budget.
You don't get here without things starting a long time ago.
The film follows 3 people, played by Christian Bale, John David Washington, and Margot Robbie, who uncover a conspiracy in 1933.
We need someone to help us to find the truth. My friend was killed because of something monstrous that he had seen.
A convoluted plot and way too much going on holds Amsterdam back from being great. But when the movie does work, it's enjoyable. It's not worth rushing out to see, but if the trailer intrigues you, catch it on streaming or as a rental. Over on streaming services, get your Halloween scares in with The Midnight Club, streaming on Netflix.
What is this?
It's kind of a club.
You guys sneak into the library every night and make ghosts.
Tell stories.
Mike Flanagan brings 10 episodes following a group of teens with terminal illnesses who gather to tell scary stories. If you need something even scarier, streaming on Hulu is a new entry in the Hellraiser series.
What is it? It's a puzzle. So if I solve it, do I get a prize? I do.
Streaming on Amazon Prime, check out the history of James Bond music with The Sound of 007.
The horns, the guitar, they were so evocative of that era. Bond wouldn't be Bond without that.
The fight to do a Bond song is as big as the fight to be cast as Bond.
It's the dream gig to get. I mean, I would have said anything to get a foot in the door.
And new on Netflix Wednesday, check out Easy Bake Battle.
And I'm here to show you that good food doesn't have to be complicated or fancy.
Inspired by Hasbro's Easy Bake Oven, the competition finds home cooks trying to win with their best and easiest at-home dishes.
We do not give enough credit to the home cooks. I am cooking every day. That has got to count for something.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Lopez.
I can't keep up with all the baking shows. I know.
Shows. And the Easy Bake Oven uses the light bulb for heat.
Exactly.
I think that's not quite real.
No.
All right. Thank you, Will. And we'll have a final check your forecast coming up.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Mandela Barnes is spreading a lot more than just peanut butter. Barnes didn't pay thousands in property taxes on his Milwaukee condo, bought with family money. While not paying property taxes, Barnes bought a second condo, went to Vegas, even sat courtside for a Bucks game. Asked about his unpaid taxes, Barnes said,
"It's Juneteenth. Yeah, hey, it's Juneteenth. They want to talk about property tax."
Now Barnes wants to talk about peanut butter. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Habitat Restore is full of great finds at great prices for a great cause. With a unique inventory of high-quality, low-cost goods, you can save money and feel good about your purchase. Shop Restore Dane County today.
I'm Sheriff Jim Johnson.
I'm Sheriff Eric Severson.
We've got the real story on Mandela Barnes.
Barnes wants to defund our police, but he spent over $600 grand of your money on police protection for himself.
Barnes wants to eliminate bail for violent felons, and his administration has already released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists.
Take it from us.
Mandela Barnes policies are a threat to your family.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
As Election Day approaches, News 3 Now looks at what accommodations the city of Madison is making available to ensure everyone can exercise their right to vote this November. We have the rundown of tools and tips for you coming up at 5.
You don't see your body in the same way after you go on the dance floor.
Spinning new possibilities on the dance floor. Charlotte Deleste shows you how a woman with mobility challenges is making her mark and helping others like her to experience ballroom bliss. Tonight at 10.
And closing things out with our 3 things we'll need to know. We're looking for the 70s to rise for many of us as we get into our Tuesday. Then we're going to slightly cool down a bit heading into Wednesday, 60 degrees, as we're going to be seeing some chances of rain, which will be best going into Wednesday, but we can't fully rule it out going into the overnight hours of our Tuesday. Then, folks, be prepared for some more cooler airs. We're going to be back to the 50s for Thursday and even colder heading into the weekend. But meteorologist Gary Canalti will break all of this down coming up at 5.
All right, Julian, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff has the latest COVID and vaccine news.
And Consumer Reports will show us how to save money on dental care beyond the normal twice-yearly cleanings. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote.
But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, Radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs. Jam out on the strength machines and get down with some dumbbells. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Experience does count. When you're shopping for new furniture, a mattress set, or flooring, come to the experts at McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo. Our experienced staff is well-trained in home decorating and will answer all your questions so you can buy with confidence. You'll find big city selection and an enjoyable shopping experience. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Come see the difference experience can make at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Life doesn't stop for diabetes. Be ready for every moment with Glucerna. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand that's scientifically designed to help manage your blood sugar. Live every moment. Glucerna.
Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
The women I see have been through brutal, unimaginable things. I'll never understand why politicians like Ron Johnson make it so hard for women. He supported the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, outlawing abortion in Wisconsin. Even for victims of rape and incest, abortion is criminalized in Wisconsin. Doctors can be prosecuted. My most vulnerable patients will have nowhere to turn. Ron Johnson doesn't care about us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
In today's Final Touch, London's Regent's Park has been transformed into an art gallery.
Large school artworks at that. A massive tower of pillows dominates the green fields of this central London park. It's called the Red Stack. It's been selected as part of the Frieze Sculpture, a temporary display that brings art to the public. Visitors can wander beneath the trees and gaze at the mighty Hercules cast in bronze, or they can get lost in Sim and the Yellow Glass Circles, about a 9-year-old domestic servant who escapes into a dream world of talking birds and butterflies. There are 18 sculptures in all, with artists from the UK, the US, Nigeria, Australia, and more. Frieze London is one of the most influential contemporary art fairs in the world.
Beautiful idea.
It is a great idea. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.